Videotaping? Mm-hmm. Hi.
What's up? My name is Ben.
We know your name is Ben. This is for you and for Mommy and for Brielle. All right. So we've already done the Sanders rig. So now we're going to do a little, we're going to actually get a little more.
Part 2.
No, it's not part 2. This is a little more basic. This is actually how to spool up a line. So there are a couple things you have to consider when you're spooling a line. Number 1, the size of the reel. Number 2, the test of the line. Okay. Number 3, how much line is going to go on, and that's going to be determined by how large the spool is on your bail. On your reel, and the test of your line. So line test.
Can you make some room?
Yes, line test has to do with the strength of the line. Okay, so there's lots of different things you can worry about with line. What the line is made out of. Yes, Spence, Sherman, good boy. What the line is made out of. It can be monofilament, it can be fluorocarbon, it could be braid. There's all kinds of different.
Yep. Why do you specifically want to use red?
It doesn't matter. I'm using red so you can see it, so we can see it. I use predominantly when I'm putting stuff on because this is 12 pound. This is really, really heavy duty. This is a lot more heavy duty than we normally
What
use.
I like about these reels is how it kind of goes like, it's really hard to see it in the water.
Okay.
It kind of like goes invisible.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure if this goes invisible, but this is specifically, like I said, this is 12 pound test. We don't use braid. I've tried it. I don't use braid for trout. Braid for bass and all that good stuff. Braid for catfish might be okay. But again, test is the line strength. We use 6 pound, 8 pound, 6 pound test. And then, like I said, with the Sanders rig, I'll use a 4 pound leader. I'll use a lighter leader. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab.
Oh, are you gonna tell them how to like put this on the?
Yes, what I'm gonna do.
Woo!
So this is an old school rig. This is the rig my dad used and my mom used back in the day. So my beautiful sister Becky got herself a fishing pole for her birthday. So we're gonna make sure to get some line on her. So she got an Abu Garcia. She's gonna go catfishing. She's gonna go bass fishing. This is an Abu Garcia. Ha! Okay. This is a spinning rod. You've got spinning rods. You've got closed face rods like the Zebcos, and then you've got bait casters. I like spinning rods because they cast well and they do what I want
up
to
and
do.
down?
So that the line doesn't all clump up in one spot. It spreads the line evenly over the spool. Make sense? As it goes up and down. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, we are going to decide on the test of line. If we're going to go catfishing, we probably want a little higher test, which is going to be 12, 15, 20 pounds sometimes, depending on. But this is, like I said, 12 pound and it's red. So what we're going to do is you want to mount it. You want to mount your reel to a rod. Makes it easier. At least one eyelet. See the one eyelet here? Okay. So you don't have to have the whole thing put together. I just did. Why is this making so much noise?
Oh, it's making a click, 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 click.
No. I've got a loose eyelet or something. Anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to set it up. Take some line. Sherman, you got to get down. Yeah, you do. You got to get down. Go ahead and get down. Get down. Get down.
Sure.
Got it. It's good. So, focus in here just a little bit. I'm going to take the line out. We want the line to come off a certain way, okay? Just as long as it's nice and loose. If you look here, if you look right here, if I just simply give this a little tug down here and focus on this for a second, if I give this a little tug, this will spool off. See how it just kind of spools off? Mm-hmm. That's what we want. Okay?
So when it goes up and down, it's gonna.
Well, as it goes up and down, it just comes off. But there is a thing, okay? There is a way to make it where you don't get quite as much. When you put new line on a reel, you go to cast the first time, sometimes what will happen is the line will go. If you make this come off this spool a certain way, it's less prone to do that, okay? So, it's gonna spool around this way. I think that's right. So we take a little bit of line.
Do you want me to be in this video?
Huh?
You want me to be in this video?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Only the backside.
Yours is dad. I mean, yours is son.
So this is coming through. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to, instead of like I'm normally spooling this out this way, I'm coming spooling it the opposite way. In we go to one side, right? We flip the bail. Oop, I lost it already. It's gone! Hold on. Get a little line. Bless you.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Down we
My
go
sneeze
through
is
the
really
first
loud.
eyelet. We're going to flip this bail over. Okay? Then,
How about you just cut it to make...
hold on. No, I don't. I need to spool it on. You'll see what I'm doing. So, I want you to focus in here a little bit. I am going to loop this around here, and I'm going to tie just basically a square knot. There's 1,000 different knots you can use, okay? But I just want a knot that's going to stay on there. So I'm going to tie one. I'm going to go back the other way like a surgeon's knot. There's the locker.
And then you just...
And there's the locking knot. Down we go. Pull it nice and tight. I need a... Can you get me a blade, Ben?
I can get it. Which one?
No, blade. Can you get me a blade out of my bedroom?
what?
Give me a fishing knife or give me a blade.
Oh, it's a knife.
Can I have a blade, Ben?
Yes.
Yep. Can you rush, please? We're videotaping and I cannot edit. I don't know how. Please. Ben, you're kidding me, right? Look on Mommy's jewelry box and there is a 80-pound bag of knives.
Oh, it's a pocket knife.
Just give it here.
This one.
Thank you. Good choice.
Just got it out of the bag.
All right, cut. Now, it's under the bail, flip the bail back. Okay? Make sure that the line comes up underneath. If you see, all these reels are going to be very, very similar. Then what we do is all we have to do is sit. Now you can put this on the floor, you can put it on a table. I like it on the floor because it comes up, off. And here we go. Now, if you grab this too tight, I want this to go on reasonably taut, okay? So I'm gonna let the line, I'm gonna kind of manage the line by running it through my fingers a little bit and start reeling. And if you look, if you can focus in, you can see that red line starting to fill up that bail. Can you focus in on the reel a little bit? And here we go. And it'll just spool right off. I'll pull this up on the table. And you see how it's spooling right off the spool. Now I put it backward. Darn it, it's backward. Let me try this way and see if it'll go. I pulled it off backward. You can tell because it's starting to loop. It's starting to do this. Shannon, Mommy has seen this before. Let's see if I can get it to go on here. Here we go. If you use a heavier line, you won't be able to get as much line onto the reel. If you use 4-pound test, you'll put 800 feet. You put 12-pound test, you'll only be able to get 200, 250 feet, okay? And you can fill it up until it is nice and level with the sides. You see how much line is on there? Okay. Once you get the line on there, you can cut it.
Yep.
And hopefully, if I did it right, look, it didn't immediately blow off. A little bit did. You then can, and again, this is 12 pounds, so this is a lot heavier than what Mommy and we traditionally use, but I wanted to use red so you could see what was going on. This comes underneath. And it should, there it is. You're all spooled up. So you've got line on that spool, and that's 12-pound test, and I can go catfishing with this reel.
There you go. You have a ready fishing pole.
Pretty cool. Again, test, size of the reel, all that good stuff is going to determine how much line goes on, the strength of the line. But
I think that's all you need to say.
I don't think there's much else. It's pretty simple. The big one comes down to making sure that you get a good knot in the bottom, because if you guys remember, sometimes I will actually take off a little bit. You know, if I run out, Shannon, mommy is over fishing someplace else, and I cut off, and I part off, and everything comes off, I'm going to make everything new, and I might not be my gear, so I'll take off and use the same pound leader. I'll use a little bit of leader off. Well, slowly but surely, you end up, your line gets shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter because of making a new one, cutting it off, losing line, all that good stuff.
Everybody makes mistakes. It's so
You make mistakes, yeah. So you want to make sure it's connected to the bottom, because sometimes if you cast out, you end up finding the bottom and dink. And Shannon actually has, we both have, cast our entire line out, and out it goes. We got to go get it. Mm-hmm.
Have you ever casted so far where you lost half of all your
Mommy and I have casted so far. No, it's not casting how far, it's just how much line was left. We have cast out to the bitter end, and the knot wasn't very good, and the whole thing just went. Yep, we have done that.
I have a question.
Sure.
If you have a normal fishing line, how far, if you pull it out all of them, how much feet can it go?
All right, so there is
How about
1,100 feet of this line.
Ethan? How about you?
I probably only put maybe 100 feet, 115, 120 feet on here. So there's 120 feet of line here. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
How about you sit next to him?
Thank you, guys. I love you. You call me if you need. Call me if you need. Nice. That's what I tell my patients. Sorry about that. All right.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.